Hey friends, welcome to part 2 of my environmental enrichment series for cats. And today we'll be talking about cats' needs, the most basic cat needs that every cat parent should know. So we'll talk about what they are and how to make sure that you do it right and get it all covered. And in my environmental enrichment part 1 video, we talked about creating a safe place for cats. And if you haven't seen it already, I will make sure to add a link in the description below. And also you should see it here or here. Hey friends, welcome to Cats of Sunshine. My name is Vani. I'm a cat behavior specialist, a holistic cat wellness coach, and animal Reiki practitioner. And since today we'll be talking about environmental enrichment, let's briefly recap why it's so important. Environmental enrichment provides physical and mental stimulation. It reduces stress and anxiety, and it helps prevent unwanted behaviors. All the good reasons to make sure we get it right. So, what are the basic cat's needs? Number 1, a need to feel safe. We covered that in our previous video about creating safe space. Number 2, ability to release energy and stress. Number 3, ability to relieve boredom. Number 4, hunting, a need to complete prey sequence. And we can make sure that those 3 points are covered by providing enough toys, enough foraging opportunities, enough food puzzles, maybe cat TV. Scratching posts also help to release energy and stress. And of course, interactive playtime with your cat. Number 5, clean food and water. Number 6, opportunity to make choices. Number 7, opportunity to explore. Number 8, companionship with other cats or people. Number 9, comfortable elimination. Number 10, mating instinct. And that becomes a little bit irrelevant if your cat is spayed or neutered. So how do we provide it? It's very easy. We just focus on their needs, not ours. I talk a lot about respecting your cat, their personality, their mood, their choices, and essentially allowing them to be who they are. Because if we make sure their needs are met, this is when they blossom. On the opposite side, when cats don't have their basic needs met, that's when we start seeing those behaviors that most cat parents call inappropriate. We're talking about behaviors like eliminating outside the box, excessive vocalization, scratching our furniture, chasing our legs when we walk, bothering other cats, hiding and feeling anxiety, biting, etc. I personally don't like calling those behaviors inappropriate because essentially those behaviors are very natural to a cat as a coping mechanism, or maybe as a way to communicate to you that something is wrong, that maybe they're hurting, maybe there's some going on emotionally or physically in their bodies. Those behaviors might look inappropriate to you, but they are a natural response from a cat. So they are natural behavior for a cat as a way to deal with stress, fear, or maybe respond to some scary stimuli or situations that make them uncomfortable. So in their eyes, these behaviors are a very appropriate reaction to what they're going through. And if there's only one thing that you will take from this video, I would like it to be this. Just remember that every behavior of our cats is a way to communicate with us. They're not mean, they're not trying to make you angry or anything like that. They're just coping with something and they're trying to tell you about it. And as cat parents, I think it's our duty to help them during those times when they're going through something either painful or scary or whatever else is going on with them. So let's talk about what's most important for our cats, their basic key resources, and how to do it right. Number 1, healthy and species-appropriate food. And what does it mean? Species-appropriate food means exactly that, food that is appropriate and best for specific species. It is the food that cats' bodies are designed to eat, absorb, and digest. An easy way to understand what species-appropriate food means for a cat is to just look what they eat in the wild and what their wild ancestors used to eat, because this is how their bodies evolved through the generations of their ancestors. So what do cats eat in the wild? Their prey is usually birds, small rodents, and sometimes fish, which is questionable because I never saw a cat catching a fish, but maybe I was not exposed to cats who live by the ponds or by the rivers or by the oceans. And so they usually eat it fresh and raw with bones and intestines. So essentially this is what the species appropriate food is for a cat. In our modern society, where a lot of cats live indoors, the best thing to feed them is, of course, either frozen raw food or freeze-dried raw food. And after that, the next best thing is wet food, hopefully with highly digestible and quality ingredients. I personally do not recommend feeding your cat dry food as their main diet. I think it's okay to give them as a treat or as a reward, but definitely not as a main diet, because cats, first of all, they don't have enzymes that digest and absorb carbs, and dry food is loaded with carbs. Besides, our domesticated cat's wild ancestor, that is an African wild cat, is a desert dweller, and they used to get all the moisture from the food, which means that cats naturally have very low thirst drive, and they don't usually drink as much water as they should. Their bodies are designed to get all the moisture from the food. That's why dry food is the worst food that you can give to a cat, because it is dry and there's usually only 10% of moisture in it. I recently made a video about cat food and reading cat food labels, and I don't really talk about type of food that I recommend to feed, but I definitely cover certain topics, especially ingredients in the cat food that are healthy and are not healthy. So if you haven't seen it, I'll make sure to add a link in the description below, and also here or somewhere here. Another very important thing about cat food is that the place where the cat eat, basically their food bowl or food plate, it should be as far away from the water, or at least a few feet away, because in the wild, cats don't eat where they drink since they don't want to contaminate their precious water resource. Number 2, fresh water. This is an easy one. Just make sure that you give your kitty or kitties fresh water, and make sure that you wash the bowl and refill the water every 2 or 3 days or so. And it's very important to sort of clean the water bowl once in a while, because it tends to get that sticky, slippery buildup. And another thing that you can try is offering your cat a water fountain. And it is believed that cats tend to be more interested in water that is running, and some cats, they even like drinking water from a faucet, which is hilarious. And so you can definitely try to offer your cat a fountain and see if they like it. Just make sure to give them enough time to get used to this new object in their environment, and yeah, just see how they like it. Number 3, clean, spacious litter box. There are a few easy litter box tips that I usually recommend to my clients, and here they are. The litter substrate should be unscented, because cats have super sensitive noses. The box needs to be large enough so that your cat can fit there comfortably. A general rule of thumb is that a litter box should be 1.5 times the length of your cat, and he should be able to move around there comfortably. Most cats prefer uncovered open litter boxes, and they don't like those liners that make that crinkly noise when they dig. Sometimes it can scare them. And also make sure that your litter box is sturdy, that it's not shaking and it's not tilting over. The box should be in a quiet and easily accessible location where they can feel safe and secure to do their business. The box should be at least 3 feet away from other resources like food and water. The box needs to be clean. I recommend scooping at least once a day and washing the box with hot water every month or so. Liking this video? I hope so. If you do, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, as it helps me grow and reach more awesome and mindful cat parents. Thank you! Number 4, comfy and soft sleeping resting area. That's an easy one as well, and we talked a lot about it in my previous video, creating safe space for cats, and I will make sure to add a link in the description below and somewhere over here. Number 5, multiple scratching posts. We talked about this one as well in my previous video, creating a safe space for cats. If you saw it, you know that cats, they absolutely need to scratch and stretch for their emotional well-being as well as physical well-being. And it's very important to provide them with multiple scratching areas with different surfaces like sisal rope, wood, or cardboard, and you can offer horizontal or vertical scratching opportunities. Number 6. Variety of toys and food puzzles for hunting and foraging. This is essential if you want your cat to be happy, because when they hunt, they exercise their muscles, they exercise their brains, and they're just having fun. And food puzzles are great for mental stimulation, and they also give them a reward. So when your cat is playing with food puzzles, they sort of feel like, well done me. They feel like, like a little king or queen of the world, because they did something, they solved the problem, and now they got their reward. So it makes them very, very happy. And as far as regular toys go, just make sure that they're safe, that they're non-toxic, that they are not posing a hazard, meaning that they're not falling apart, there's no like plastic parts and stuff like that. And I actually made a whole big video about finding eco-friendly, safe and non-toxic cat toys, where I'm also sharing the toys that I'm giving to our kitties. So I will make sure to add the link to that video down below in the description, and also it should be somewhere here. Number 7. Each cat should have their own resources. This is very important for multi-cat households. Cats are social creatures, but they do not like to share their resources. So if you have many cats, just make sure that you feed them separately. Make sure that they have their own feeding station, or at least that they have their own plate. And make sure that you have multiple drinking areas in your house, because we don't want them to fight or compete for this valuable resource. If you have a few cats, try to have one litter box for each cat, meaning that if you have 4 cats, you should have at least 4 litter boxes, and ideally, I would recommend placing them in different rooms of your house. By doing that, we're reducing the probability of a conflict, and also that will help cats feel more comfortable in their homes. If you live in a house with like 2 or 3 floors, make sure that there's a litter box on each floor. This is all of the things that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned before, this is a part 2 of my environmental enrichment series for cats, and part 1 will be linked in the description below, and there's also part 3, 4, and 5 that are coming up very, very soon. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to see when they're released. And thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon.